Hello everyone and welcome to the video of the week, and this was taken from the 10-year anniversary of Supreme Commander 2 hosted by the OSS clan, and I want to say thank you to Nite Misfortune and Spiff. You guys did an amazing job, and without you guys I would not have been able to do this tournament quite as well. Anyhow, guys, this was streamed on Nite Misfortune's Twitch channel. So guys, please go support him. Subscribe to him. Subscribe to his YouTube channel as well, because he does Supreme Commander 2 stuff as well as other games. Definitely he would appreciate it, and so would I. We need to support each other here. And guys, I want to warn you that viewer discretion is advised for these streams, because I get a little crazy on them and I don't really care what I say. I kind of just, crack jokes. I want to make you guys laugh, because we were there for hours and hours. So guys, please be understanding of that, and hopefully you enjoy it. So on with the match, and thank you guys for sitting through this. You are amazing. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 10-year anniversary of Supreme Commander 2. Welcome, and we are happy to be here in round 1. The map is Open Palms, and I will introduce the sponsor of this tournament. Well, he actually donated $100, and I'm going to say thank you to Hope. Hope is spawning in as the orange Cyber Commander, dropping down a double, land factory opener after Eco. And take it away, Spiff.
All right, down here in the lower left-hand corner, spawning in as the red Aeon Commander, we've got Maugan, who has started off with an air factory and is going into a land factory after that. Pretty typical opening for Aeon versus Cybern on this map, I think.
Indeed, and he also has he's building a radar. I think so. He's got a radar queued up. That is going to help him, even though he has air. I guess you can't be too safe, especially in a tournament, right?
Well, and especially against Cybern, because if they do open with quick land factories, they could have you surrounded by bots, and you will not have enough planes to defend that.
This is true.
It's a good thing to see that coming.
This is true, even though Aeon radar range is kind of pathetic. Now, Hope has a triple land factory right now, and he doesn't have a radar just yet. One's being built? Just kidding. And it looks like Munjin has seen all the things. He knows exactly what's going on. But then again, Hope will too. If he researches that radar upgrade, he'll be able to see all the things as well.
I don't think, based on the number of mass points he has, I don't think that Hope went build cost, build time. I think he was saving those research.
Well, Munjin just went build time and build cost down on the tanks on his land factory. For some reason, the research thing is viewable, even in a live game for me. Not supposed to
girl.
be. So
sorry, you're breaking up really bad. Do you think you can restart Discord?
That is so incredibly rude to say to me right now, Nite. Nite, that is so incredibly rude. I'll do it after the match.
I love you.
I love you too. I don't think you're actually rude. I'm just messing around. But could I do it after the match, because I'm
Sure.
recording this one. Sorry, dude. I'm ruining your stream.
Unacceptable.
I know.
Engineer getting bombed.
Yep. And I love how Hope is sucking up that delicious, yummy mass. Dat mass, yo. And that engineer's being repaired by another engineer. There is something very, very sensual about that. Cue sex music. Oh, now we're getting a copyright claim. Good job, guys.
Oh my goodness.
And I like how Hope is taking the center. I think that is the correct thing to do while against air. I like that.
Absolutely.
And I think
first thing, throwing an anti-air. Oh no, that's attack missile launcher, and then an anti-air on that factory.
I think the TAC missile launcher is not a bad idea because I think it's in range of that mass point. Is it? Is it? Oh, it is.
It sure is, yeah.
Oh, that poor little mass point. That mass point's gonna have a slow. Well, not too slow, but oh, Maugan Ra's gonna try to repair it. I think the missiles are gonna win though. No. No. Wow. Okay. Maugan Ra did not build air for a little while, but he's restarted his air factory. He's got a triple land factory. He's got some shotchas coming up. So that's going to be interesting. I would love to see what he does with those things.
I think he needs, honestly, I think he needs some MMLs before shotchas.
Yeah. Probably right, considering the position Hope is in. Yeah, Hope is building him back. And so is... No, Maugan Ra is building him back. What am I talking about? Red is building him back. Maugan Ra is building him back against a Cybran, which is kind of risky.
But when you have air, it's not that bad.
Right, but he's only got like 2 air units. So if he had more air units, it would be much, much better. And finally, that mass extractor goes down. So if he had more air units, well, he's going to have more air units. It's going to be safe. But if a couple of those bots wanted to run by, they could do some damage, maybe.
We do see now that Hope has started building artillery as well, mobile artillery.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was thinking of the artillery structure. I'm like, nah, there's no way.
No. Just some Brackmans, but those are going to be pretty effective against the shotjas, I think.
Hopefully, for his sake. But you know what I like about Hope's build, where he has this factory? He is effectively denying Maugan Ra's expansion. He's 100% denying Maugan Ra this expansion right here, which is genius.
Well, at the same time, he's protecting the expansion that he's making on the same side of the map a little further back.
Exactly. It's great. It's just awesome. And plus, they got that TAC missile on top of that factory on the hill, which is also denying 3 more mass extractors.
And that radar went down too.
Wow, effectively blinding Maugan Ra, except for he's got planes, so those could be an issue later on for Hope, perhaps, unless he gets adapters or does an AA creep, right?
Maugan does have an intel tower on one of those land factories, so he's not completely blind.
All right. And it looks like Maugan Ra is building more energy. We know what that means.
I think we all know what that means.
Oh, we all know what that means. And it looks like Maugan Ra is expanding. He now has an expansion that he is now saturating with. Well, when he gets the mass for it, he's got it planned though.
I don't know about this research station that he built though, because now he's behind by a single factory, and he's going to start falling behind in the unit count pretty soon too.
Who? Maugan Ra?
Yeah.
But he's got those shotchas, man. Oh, never mind. He had them shotchas. Oh man, that was a massacre. I think whoever called Spiff called the Brackman being incredibly effective against the shotchas, because wow.
Wow, indeed.
They just melted.
No spread against those planes though. 3 bots go down.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it's too early in the morning for them. I don't know. I'm playing. These are like top tier players, so this is no joke. And I like that placement of that high damage air tower. I'd like to see it underneath some shields, but it's putting some work in.
It sure is, yeah. And speaking of shields, here come the adapters.
Oh, I think Maugan Ra's in a lot of trouble. I think he's in deep right now.
I think he's realized that because he had another research station queued up a little while ago, and he's decided to build another factory instead.
I do like how Hope is expanding on his opponent's expansion. Look at that. He's got 2 mass extractors where his opponent should have mass extractors.
So rude.
Oh, rude as can be. And I also like that he's expanding on his own territory, so that's great. You know, if Hope wanted to be sneaky, he could take a few loyalists and run them around to Munjin Ra's expansion, but they would get picked off by planes, but at least they would cause a little bit of a commotion. But I don't think he needs that.
You know, little moves like that, it's totally worth it to sacrifice like 3 or 5, like 1/3 of bots.
One turret of bots, we're back there.
Just to draw the planes away and to keep the opponent's attention on a different part of the map.
And another mass extractor goes down. Oh, he needs to spread those bots. That's too many turds of bots, but only one goes down. Now, I like how Munjin Ra is sucking up delicious, yummy, yummy mass. Dat mass, yo. And we got shields for Munjin Ra's units, which is really going to help on their survivability. And, you know, maybe Munjin Ra could really fight this off because he's got the shields. That really changes things.
I don't know, though. Hope's got MMLs coming out now, so he's going to be able to do a lot more damage from a distance.
He does. I mean, it's cyber MMLs. Ooh, scary, because it's they don't have that much of a distance, but still, I'm kidding, of course. Cyber MMLs are just as effective. They just have a little less range than the other MMLs. Why are you so mean
to cyber MMLs, man?
Wow, dude, I'm just
wanting some love.
Wow, dude, I was just playing. I love Cybern's actually my favorite faction, so I like Cybern. I like Cybern a lot. I'm just a little bitter that their MMLs are just kind of neutered. Everyone else has testicles, but they just kind of have like little itty bitty testicles. I don't know. But Hope is pushing in. Let's see what. Oh, that poor little engineer. Oh, that engineer murdered by like a million. The Brackmen are still shooting at the dead engineer. And another dead engineer over here. Oh man, that has to hurt. And yeah, Hope's units are dying off because they are targeting engineers and not the army that was so nicely clumped up, just waiting for a volley of Brackman fire. It just didn't come. And it looked like Munjin Ra controlled his units quite well, and they just were able to fire at Hope's mass without any return fire. So well done there, Munjin Ra. And yeah, oh, I'm sorry. Well, anyhow,
Maugan Ra's definitely fallen behind on the macro front, though.
Perhaps he is, but he's definitely moving ahead on the energy front. Look at all that energy.
I don't know how effective a telesnipe would be here.
It won't be effective?
It really depends on getting just the right position for building detonation not to come into play, and for those Brackmans not to immediately murder all the shotjas. Right,
but I don't think he probably won't go for a telesnipe. He's probably just going to teleport around the map and cause problems for Hope, because Hope is really, really forward, and if Munjin Ra sends a group of units... Oh, look at all those shotjas getting murdered. Ouch. But if he could teleport back behind Hope's line, just with a few, even MMLs, could do some massive damage.
Yeah, he definitely can't move his whole army, because that would make this a base trade.
Exactly, and I don't think Munjin Ra could afford that. But
no,
he does.
Hope's base is so much bigger.
Right. And Munjin Ra has a whole bunch of point defense he's putting down underneath factory shields and behind the factory, which is really, really great for Aeon because of that wonderful range. And that's going to do some damage unless those Cobras for Hope get up in there, you know what I mean? But those shotjas are putting some work in. They're also getting murdered by MML fire.
And it's getting to the point where there's just too many adapters there for the shotjas to really get through and do a lot of damage.
Oh, it's at that point already, huh? Well,
the score is surprisingly close, though. Maugan Ra is actually a little bit ahead on the score screen.
Yeah, it's probably because of the research stations, right? I mean, does Hope have any research? I don't think so. I think Hope went...
He has one.
He has one?
Mm-hmm.
Where it at?
right in front of the base.
Well, I see it now. Well, now.
Oh, that's a bad spot to engage as an Aeon against artillery.
Oh, and they're coming in. Oh, they're going for the factory, though. What are they going for? Oh, yeah, they got that factory. That factory is down. So I think Hope is going to do a nice little hit and run. Oh, where's that Brackman fire going? Is it going to go after hit the blob? And it hits the blob.
Oh.
Wow, look at all the point defense, though. My goodness. Does Hope care? Does Hope have it? Hope took out a mass extractor and a research station. Oh, he's going to do unit detonate, is he? No. No, he's just destroying units. Factories. I think he needs to retreat, though.
Yeah, Hope's numbers are thinning out. He doesn't have a whole lot of direct damage dealing units.
He needs a retreat. And we got the Air Force coming in, which is probably the smart thing to do because they are only like there's only one adapter. Well, 2, 3 adapters.
Ouch! That bombing run hurt.
Yeah, it sure did. But 3 planes were shot down in the process.
And both players ended up kind of reset on their armies.
Yeah, and it looks like Mungin Ra he's really, really committed to this research game. You could see that he's got 2, 3 research stations, 1 more queued up in a line. Like he's really committed to this research game right now. I think he really wants to make those units powerful. And Hope is not going for megas. I mean, I think it might be too late for megas because of teleport, but they could be amazing behind that army, like if used in tandem.
I think Maugan is going ACU upgrades.
That could be quite a surprise. If he's going ACU upgrades, yeah, he got Hunker, so I think you're correct. If he goes ACU upgrades, a overcharge after all of the adapters go down could be incredibly powerful.
Oh, even with the adapters, they're just going to melt through that army.
Well, there just aren't as many adapters there as there were before that big fight happened.
And another mass extractor goes down, but I do love how Mungin Ra is keeping that economy alive by sucking up that delicious, yummy, yummy mass. Oh, Hope has researched megaliths, and he has queued up a factory. I do like that. This now finally, after 19 minutes of gameplay, we are going to see the beginnings of experimentals.
Shield generators for Maugan.
That is actually the right thing to do against. I think he knows what his opponent's going to do, because shield generators are very effective against megas.
I don't know. I might just like to see that research go into overcharge, though.
We might still see that.
We could.
He's got to have some sort of defense against those megas, though, because I don't think... Well, overcharge would do it if he could get to the megalith, but he's got to get to the megalith, right? And he's researching the Boda Boom. The Boda Boom's coming out soon, maybe. I think he's going to have some Bodas within this army. But I do like the shield play. I like the shield play because that is going to protect his base against that microwave laser. Yep, there's a mega
First
cooking.
mega did just start building.
It's cooking. And I like the line of P-gens that Hope is building. Usually we say, look at those noobs building a line of P-gens. However, P-gens in a line at this point are purely defensive because of structure detonate. And look at where all of Mungin Ra's planes are just chilling. In back of Hope's base. He got a scout off that got shot down inside of Hope's territory. He did not get to see the megaliths. The megaliths are in a spot where they are rather concealed. But
there's a second gantry going down right next to the first one.
Indeed, there is. Because you could see Mungin Ra is looking for something. Like, he knows something's up. He's sending planes around. He knows something is up. He knows something nasty is coming. It's Cybran late game. It's 21 and a half minutes into the game. He has to know. And look, Hope is amassing a group of of, well, mostly loyalists. We got one Brackman in there up in his base. I think that's going to go around the back of Munjin base. I'm really thinking he is going to do a flank. With Cybran our best at. And a third gantry going down for Hope as an engineer gets murdered. That engineer was just gathering berries, wasn't doing nothing nefarious, but it gets riggedy wrecked. And there's the first megalith.
There's a lot of black scorch marks on the ground there.
Sure are.
We do see teleport finally coming out.
Yep, and he's going for that flanked, that one factory in the flank. Factory's flank. Will it go down? And boom, down it goes. This is forcing Hope to split his army, and is Hope able to do this? And look, another teleport into the center. Now, see, this is the right way to play Aeon now. It's to distract your opponent. You don't have to engage the army directly. You could just confuse them and cause them to split. But
of course, the downside is that leaves you with fewer units to defend the death ball.
100% true. But look, Hope is pushing out those loyalists just as I called a wonderful, wonderful move. Is he going to go for the expansion? There's too much going on here. There's teleporting units going after the expansion. I think overall, this is a good play by Munjin. It might be a little bit too late to have done this, though. But yeah, it's hard to keep track of those loyalists down on the bottom. They're going to cause some havoc. That's for darn sure. Yeah, there's
the second mega just popped out as well.
Yeah, it just annihilated that army that was flanking Munjin, flanking Hope. Yeah, look at all those energy generators killed and all those research stations. That's a big loss. I think this is Munjin really needs to just pull out a Hail Mary at this point, because he's surrounded essentially. His expansion is going to be gone here in a few minutes. He's got 2 megas with more coming out.
I think a tele-snipe is really the only option that Maugan has at this point, and it's not a great option because the commander is sitting right in the middle of all these buildings.
Right, I think you are 100% correct. The tele-snipe is really the best option because he's rather thin on units too.
There's one more thing that Maugan has been doing recently, and that is a loyalty gun, but he hasn't even started building it at this point, so it's pretty difficult to defend.
If he could pull off a loyalty gun, I think that would be GG in his favor. Unless it gets destroyed, of course. But Munjin is being surrounded. I think this is it, guys.
Unit
detonate. Yeah, this is it, guys. He's down in the red, and boom! Down goes Munjin. Munjin, unfortunately, is going down in the lower brackets, and that means Hope is moving on to round 2. Congratulations, Hope, and very well played there, Munjin. That was a wonderful, wonderful match, so thank you guys so much for playing it.
Well, everybody, that was round 1. We have to do some administrative stuff really quick, and we will be right back. Hopefully, we'll fix the audio issues.